Back to Series 8, Episode 1. The UK, of course. The US series begins pretty soon with Simon Cowell, which means, as a result, Simon Cowell's gone to America, and I don't think he wants to come back. But what the news was with is a new panel of judges, Barnaby Walsh, who I think is pretty good, except he's just very consistent with his, "Oh, I love your act," but does he? He'll beat you off next week. So, pretty slimy guy, I think. But he's pretty qualified, and I'm glad he's still on the show. The other judges, I'm not so sure. Barlow can't replace Cowell. That's not yet. He will maybe grow into the role. I'm not sold on it yet. The other two, I mean, they're not qualified. They don't merit this. But they're getting paid loads as well. So you had Eye Candy before with Cheryl Cole. She's gone, replaced with Talisa probably, but I'm not sold on that so far. She's had a couple of albums with a band, with a rapping threesome then. I don't know what you'd call end-ups, but I'm not a fan. I think they are shit. So be that as it may, she's on the show with Kelly Rowland, which is the Danny Minogue role, in my opinion. And yeah, she's pretty good, and it's an American twist to it. But she wasn't even the best in her own band. Destiny's Child wasn't the Kelly Rowland show. Everybody knows it was Beyonce. So she comes on in the first 5 minutes of the show. They introduce the judges, of course. It's only natural to do that. It's the expected thing to do. But Kelly Rowland comes on and says, "Oh, it's really great to be here in the UK. Where I'm really looking forward to finding some real talent. I want to find a star." You don't want to find a star. It's competition. You've got vested interests. You couldn't manage a bloody act. Not really. What are you going to help them write songs? Are you going to help them, put it into a... How can you help them make an album? You're a singer. So it's ridiculous, and I'm sure their motives are slightly false as well. But be that as it may, it should be a decent show, because although Simon Cowell, the star of the show in everybody's mind, has gone, it's been almost a year since the last one. I think people are ready for it now. There's nothing else on Saturday night. It's the only show. Nothing will compete with the X Factor. They won't. Ratings-wise, no one even tries. There's no competition. They won't even put a show on. I will just put a rerun on, because the X Factor's on. I'm not going to compete. So the X Factor is the only thing to watch. And I'm waiting for that to the day, but the X Factor on. And 10 minutes of fanfare and operatic nonsense, and "Are you ready for the X Factor?" I hate that man's voice. He's on every show, it seems, these days, and I think he's not that his weight is an issue, but he's just a fat bloke. Quit giving him work. Not a fan of him. He ruins the show, in my opinion. Dermot O'Leary stays on. He's pretty cool. So that's the lineup. They've introduced it. We're 5 to 7 minutes into the show. Let's get the first act on. They're in the O2 Arena in London, of course. But actually, I can kind of see it. 4,000 spectators in the audience, if you will, and straight away it's the same old X Factor, where you've got stupid screaming crowds that are probably bored rigid and queuing outside. Didn't look a particularly warm day for hours upon end. Bearing in mind there's thousands of them auditioning, so that's the whole day gone. Maybe they'll need a hotel. What do you do? The X Factor, when you're auditioning, when you're waiting around for thousands of other people, bearing in mind they seem to spend at least 5 to 7 minutes with every person. How do they get through them all? But don't go on your own, because it looks miserable. One girl did, and she didn't come across well. She came across as someone a bit on the edge. pardon the pun, that's what she said. Yeah, pulling her hair out. You know, she's dyed her hair so many times, and she's going really stressed. I don't know what she's doing. She got through. She was pretty good, deserved it. But I thought Frankie was an absolute twat, and hates his hair, hates his windswept wrap around your head nonsense. Everybody does it. One Direction. Hate him so much. Yeah, so he that man is just a haircut. The website, the X Factor website, describes him as a cheeky chappy. He is not. He's just an idiot. He's tattooed some girl's name on his arse, which I don't agree with. He's proven it, unless they're rub-on or something. I don't know. What hell would possess him to do? Oh, I'm crazy. I do wacky things when I'm out and I'm just an idiot. You know, isn't to say that he's slapped with these 7 girls. It could be just weird pervert who's just gone done that to himself. I bet the girls are horrified. But when he told them, oh, I bet he hasn't. Well, he has now on live television. Anyway, the point remains he's a bit of an idiot. And he's physically on it. He's tanned himself to the point where he looks like an alien. Hates him, he's only 18. I don't think he was even wearing socks. Everything annoyed me. So, come on man, sing. So he's the first act we see, and he's pretty good. I don't know, it was okay. But the judges were all fawning over him. And he was sort of, oh, if the female judges are lucky, I'll give them a wink. Well, yeah, he's from Brighton. Everybody's from Brighton. I hate Brighton. Rubbish football club, and that's completely irrelevant. But what angers me, and I've said this in a previous video, but he comes onto the stage, and maybe influenced by his appearance, but he's asked where you're from, and he goes, I'm from Brighton, and the whole crowd just in euphorics over it, because he's from Brighton. I know he's near London, and anywhere you go, if you name drop a place, it's reason to cheer, but nonetheless. If I'd have said, I'm from Rochdale in the northwest, nothing. The only one that popped for that, I'd have got nothing. I think there is an audition centre in, well, I say that. They've already done the auditions, they're long gone, it's all been filmed, and probably being edited. But nonetheless, I think there was a Manchester audition. But be that as it may, he annoyed me, he's through, first act, right, 15 minutes into the show, commercial break obviously. That's done and dusted. I don't like the Coca-Cola advert, but let's get on with it. It's the second part, and we see this stupid woman from Hong Kong, she's 48, and lives in the northwest, excellent. You'd think, well, first of all, after throwing up several times, oh, I'm nervous, I'm on medication. Get off the bloody medication. Medication doesn't work. I don't believe in medication anyway. But that's the end of it. Quit throwing up.